Just moving on the road.
Fresh as shit.
Okay, the buttons have been hit.
All right.
Yeah.
Get it. Come on.
I'm gonna grab my phone and see how fucked up my picture is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the top of your head's all
Trying to
cut
get-
off and shit.
Why are you doing this to me, man?
Well, you keep on fucking moving around, dude.
I didn't move.
You are
shit,
dynamic
bro.
in the frame there, Teddy.
You're fucking
But that's
so
what our
dynamic.
audience loves about you.
Right.
Hey, you at least got more to show than Mystic. Right, Mystic? You fuck.
Is that better? What does it do for me?
No, it's
You
the
look
complete
fine.
opposite.
You put it right on your cup. Yeah, now it's just your top of your head.
God damn it, man! You're
Down a little bit more.
Dude, that is what your
Shut up.
camera is seeing.
It's not. No, the camera's seeing all of me, bro. I'm looking at my camera right now. Fucking piece of shit. Let's get it going. Let's
All right. Tonight in the Red Eye Report, we're going to talk about what's new in space. What's new? Nobody gives a shit.
Space.
With us tonight is nearsighted Oracle. He always thought it felt funny jerking on his air hose, but it wasn't funny when he tried to get Teddy to suck on his penis to see if there's any air coming out.
Yeah.
What? No.
Kind of weird, but
What is
it
going on
wasn't
here?
fun.
In the escape pod, we have maybe he's here, maybe he's not, Mystic. We shut his comms off to spare you the snoring. Then we have Hot Pocket Teddy.
And the chewing.
Yeah, the munching. Then we have Hot Pocket Teddy. The ham and cheese Hot Pockets are the only astronaut meal he will eat.
Ugh,
And he's never even been to space.
man.
Yeah.
Those are
Then
bad.
there's Astroplane Ashtray, who's always high enough to see the northern lights between his legs. That's why his head is always up his head.
You are always blasted.
Damn right. All right. On that note of blastedness, this is the Red Eye Report.
Boom.
And let's take a moment before we get into our ever stellar topic of space to do our Dane County Humane Society Pause for the Cause. This week's pet is Julio the Horny Toad. He's now in solitary confinement for sexually assaulting 2 salamanders and Beverly the secretary's coffee mug.
Wow. Hey,
Get
he's
it,
a
Julio.
fucking horny toad.
Gotta love that Spanish laugh. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, what the fuck is new in space? You know, we don't seem to hear much about the space unless it's, some big news. But one of the recent stories was actually last week, Boeing Starliner spacecraft finally made it into space with real people on board. Some of you might not know, but when they retired the space shuttle program, NASA actually contracted with both SpaceX and Boeing.
Oh, wow.
To design the and not just like having them bid against each other for a contract. This time they've purposely decided to use and develop 2 different spacecrafts. So in the event that one of them is having issues, or like Boeing, it's like the emergency exit door falls
dude.
off.
The last plane I flew on actually was a Boeing coming back.
Yeah.
It was a new Boeing. It had like fucking chargers in the fucking back headrest and shit.
Oh, nice.
It had that new plane smell. And the ride was bumpy.
New plane smell.
Yeah.
Would you say the ride was bumpy?
It was bumpy, yeah.
So Boeing, anyways, makes shit besides their plane problems, which everybody's like, oh, people are like, this could take Boeing down. It's like fucking Boeing makes a lot of shit.
Right.
A lot of shit, and not the stuff we're talking about with NASA, but like think of all the military shit
I'm sure. Yeah, they
that
probably have
they're
a lot of military
making money on
contracts.
still. And it's essentially a two-party monopoly right now between them and Airbus as far as airplanes go. But we're talking about the Starliner, and Starliner was it finally launched on the 5th of June, just last week. It was the third time was the charm. It was third time as far as getting the launch off. The first launch they had to call off because there was a bad valve, to the point where they just had to pull the whole fucking rocket back into the repair bay. Second launch, they got down to within 4 minutes of liftoff, and turns out the second one, and this is where I can see like, fuck, I'd be shitting my pants if I had a job like Oracle there at NASA. Turns out it was like they have, like server computers along the launch base, and one of the power supplies to one of those server computers just took a shit. And so there was really nothing wrong with the spacecraft itself, but they had to call that one off. So third time they were actually able to get up there. They sent Barry Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams are the two astronauts that flew the mission. And so this is like they're 4 years behind SpaceX. And SpaceX actually had like twice, and I mean rightfully so as a new company, but they had twice the like safety reviews, and like as far as having to be checked by NASA, like Boeing got like the easy pass because Boeing's been shit for them for years. But I've heard in a podcast too, like all the people from SpaceX, like NASA kind of like put them through this whole like basically show them pictures and shit of like some of the horrible accidents in the past to like fucking scare them straight, like this is why we take safety seriously. Yeah, right. So nonetheless, with all that extra scrutiny that SpaceX had to go through, they have already flown 9 NASA missions, and 4 private missions with their let's see, I can't remember the name of it. It's like Dragon capsule, I think. SpaceX, so they've already been taking people and supplies up to the International Space Station. The Starliner took off last week. They went through a bunch of manual tests, and they did dock with the ISS, but they've also found 5 helium leaks.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, 5 helium leaks, and then 5 of like the 29 or 28 like thruster rockets on the pod. 5 of them have malfunctioned.
Jesus.
They're able to reset 4 of them. One of them though just appears not to be working.
I mean, it's gotta suck that fucking, and past like 60, 70 years, the best way we found to get up or is to strap a fucking rocket to your ass like fucking Coyote.
Yeah, it does seem a little kind of crazy.
You'd think we'd come up with another way,
right,
of fucking doing that instead of just fucking, hey, hold on, hope it don't blow up.
Well, there's that space elevator theory.
Yeah.
Which I mean sounds cool, but it's like how the fuck do you get it up there in the first place? Are you gonna have to fucking fly shit up with a rocket to start like a top point?
Yeah.
And then make it down? Not like you can build it up from the bottom.
The more fuel you gotta have. And
that's a long fucking cable.
So anyways, the Starliner has, it sounds like they're small helium leaks. They're extending the stay of the astronauts up there. And they're running through tests, and they say they got plenty of helium left to get home. But what happens if some of that helium just starts leaking more? I don't know. It's I don't think I'd be able to fucking handle the anxiety of being a goddamn astronaut, especially in a brand new, space capsule.
Yeah, well, didn't somebody fucking
out.
die in with the Virgin when they had that, and they didn't even go up to space, really, did they? Or they hit the
Wait,
the
are you
edge of
talking
space?
about in the Apollo missions? Like
No,
back in
the Virgin when they were first testing out the whatever the fuck it is, Virgin Galactic, whatever.
Yeah, the space plane where it kind of flies up high to the.
And that shit blew up. Those people died.
Oh, did people actually died in the Virgin Galactic? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think the dude I mean, this is what they say. They did something wrong, like they hit the wrong button or some shit. Yeah. But who knows?
Not the big red one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Hey, it's just like the that fucking guy from fuck. I was just reading an article about the company that with the sub that imploded. Man, there's a new. I think it's in Wired magazine.
There's another guy trying to do it.
But they fucking skipped every safety test to save money. But anyways, so good for Boeing, and hopefully their emergency door doesn't fall off on the way back to Earth. We'll move along to the next story. China's on the dark side of the moon. So China has now landed. This is the second lander that they put on the dark side of the moon. And apparently this lander has a drill, like a boring drill and a scooper. So they're bringing moon dust back. And with the drill, they also they scrawled into the dirt whatever Chinese character for China into the soil, and they planted a Chinese flag. And one thing with the dark side of the moon is that it's really fucking hard to operate missions there because there's no line of sight with the Earth. So you can't communicate directly. And so what China did actually is they preliminarily sent up a satellite to go around the moon.
Oh, okay.
So there's a satellite that can relay the signals in between the dark side of the moon and Earth. Let's see, here's the landers gathering samples. Oh yeah, and then so they scoops up these samples, puts them in a little pod, and then it sends it up in this little toaster oven unit, flies up to another orbiting craft.
Really?
Yeah, that I'm assuming that orbiting craft is probably what dropped the lander down in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's still orbiting, and then it shoots its little back toaster oven up. And at least the last I read, because the notes I did for last week's episode, but this week I read that they did report that they successfully got the toaster oven to dock with the orbiting craft, and then that's now going to fly back to Earth.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And land us some samples from the dark side of the moon.
Damn.
Apparently,
the fact that we can leave our planet without the junk out there is surprising me.
Well, they keep complaining about space junk, but there's a lot of, if you think about the expansion of the surface area of the Earth, and then as you expand that, as if it was a dome, there's a lot of space up there.
Yeah. It would be terrifying, though. Well, this is unmanned, but if you're manned, because it's just a little piece of that shit can fuck you up.
Yeah,
right?
it can fuck you up, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Some of those little chunks go super motherfucking fast. But they're saying that apparently on the dark side of the moon, if you've ever seen pictures of it, it doesn't look quite the same as the side that we see. And that's the way that
it's smoother,
moon,
right?
The moon orbits in a way that we never actually see the dark side because it's always turning with us. But they believe there is just no lava activity on that side of the moon. But they believe that some of the craters there may contain ice and helium, which would be two key components for setting up a moon base. Now, don't get me wrong. It's like, all right, we got a moon base. It's like, what do you got to make a fucking ice and helium industrial complex up there? You know,
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of work to like.
Although isn't helium like super rare? Like, isn't there like a helium shortage or some shit?
I think so. So maybe maybe they'll be fucking stealing helium from the moon.
I don't know what the fuck you need helium for.
Balloons, dummy.
Who gives a fuck?
Party City is gonna go under if we don't get more helium.
Isn't there like then the moon could say like helium-3 or something that could be used as a propellant?
Oh, maybe.
Or fuel.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is they do use helium as fuel. Like we were saying, the Starliner is having helium leaks.
All right. Well, that makes more sense.
Oh, okay. Boeing needs that helium. Moving on to the story. This is about a Japanese company called Astroscale that is aiming to clean up junk. That basically they're going to work with companies to help remove old satellites. You can watch this motherfucker.
Nothing's popping up here.
Oh, come on, Bloomberg. That's the thing is this little story from Bloomberg actually kind of you could tell this is a total investor it's like a shill piece. Because they're talking about this company getting investors and blah blah blah. So that this guy who's like talking to this news anchor, right, and he's like explaining it like, basically talking about the broad topic of space junk, and he's like, and some private companies such as Astroscale, are looking at using robotic arms to clean up the space junk. And she's like, now that you speak of that, she's like, oh, actually, we just talked to the CEO of that very company. It's like pivots to then the interview with this guy. It's like, oh my God, this is a total fucking chill piece. And of course, they then cut to the CGI animation. It sounds like what they're gonna do is, also too, there's some weird, at least according to this guy, there's like a legality issue where it's like whoever put that shit up in space like owns it indefinitely and is then also responsible. But essentially Astroscale is going to work with companies. It sounds like their craft will go with arms or like extendable magnets, like latch on to old satellites, and I'm assuming dive them into a lower orbit where they will burn up in the atmosphere. But as this piece goes, it's like talking about like, oh, it's a good time to invest in space. It's right. Like invest in this company is going to clean up space junk that hasn't even gotten off the ground yet. Like,
right.
And also how many things are going to be like, it's not like you have a neighborhood association complaining about your old satellite being an eyesore, It's just fucking up.
It's fucking with my DirecTV, man. I don't like it.
Why isn't my stuff working? So we'll move on. Yeah, fuck Astroscale. But invest in Robinhood. Next story. Russia launches an anti-satellite weapon. This is one of those stories where it's like, okay, well, you're not telling us much, but on May 16th, 2024, Russia launched a satellite into the same orbit as another U.S. government satellite. And it has similar payloads to those that were launched in 2019 and 2022, which I guess our intelligence also claims were satellite weapons. And Russia's official statement was that this launch was in the interest of the Defense Ministry of the Federation. Of course it is. But so, and one thing that people are concerned because this has basically a nuclear reactor on it, or it's a nuclear fission propulsion system. but also they're calling it a space weapon, so people are thinking like it's a fucking satellite that's going to drop nukes, and that's not at all what it is.
Right.
It's actually more for fucking with other countries' satellites. A French company called Eldorn Space was actually they use a network constellation of telescopes and such to observe satellites, and they actually caught and released footage of a Russian satellite approaching another satellite up in space. They got into a minimum distance of 10 kilometers from each other, which is pretty fucking close if you think about
True.
how much space up there. What they believe is that the satellites are designed to almost like a wiretap. Like it gets that close to another government satellite.
Yeah.
And then tries to intercept what signals are going to and from that satellite.
Interesting.
So it'd be kind of like patching into your enemy's spy cameras, Like you'd be able to see what their spy satellites are taking images of, in theory. So you know what your enemy's looking at. Yeah, so there's some other new shit in space, but the rest of it sucked. So that's our show. Oh, fuck it.
Whoa,
So yeah, the astronauts
said,
did not die. Thank fucking God.
Oh, they did? Where'd he go?
I was actually kind of, especially with the Boeing stories, like, oh fuck, these astronauts go up and they.
Yeah, definitely
that's
take
when
some balls.
Space makes the news, right? It's when people die that space makes the news. Like any area. All right, moving along to our What's Sexy section. Oracle, popping that camping cherry.
Yeah, gonna just do a night of camping in a nearby campsite tomorrow. So I haven't done fucking shit.
How far away is this campsite?
It's like 30 minutes away.
Oh, that's not
yeah. It's it's just an opportunity to just sit around, a campfire and bullshit.
I miss camp. I miss hiking to go camping and then fucking getting up and going fucking climb and shit. But there was
Yeah, we're just gonna get super drunk. But fuck, we haven't done that.
I can't get drunk in the woods. I can get high in the woods. I can't get drunk in the woods, man. I don't trust white people enough.
Fair enough.
There is something I always have felt that almost primordial about sitting around a campfire.
Yeah.
Because if you think about how long our ancestors have controlled fire and only had that as a heat source, motherfuckers sat around the campfire for a long time.
Right.
Kind of meditate by just like getting drunk, just staring at it,
yeah,
bitching when smoke blows in your face.
It's part of the experience. All my clothes have like my camping clothes have like holes in them from when the embers, fly onto me. Right. Yeah, it'll be good though. It's, and it was really kind of a short notice thing. It's just like, fuck, you know what? Let's just fucking do something. And
are you looking to pause the fire?
What?
Yeah. Now is it a state park or?
No, it's just a local county park. Yeah, and the weather's also been like really fucking rainy and shit. And tomorrow's supposed to be nice. So, yeah.
Now is it old school, like pit toilets, no electricity?
These sites are no electricity, which is totally fine, especially for our purposes.
Yeah, your kid's too young to know the difference.
Right. Yeah, and actually, he's just gonna come out with the wife.
Potato with you, huh?
Yeah, but they're not gonna spend the night out there. They're just gonna go back home.
Grandma and grandpa?
No, just back to the house. My wife's gonna take him back because it's only 30 minutes away. And
then what are you is the wife coming back to the camp?
No.
Or are you gonna camp by yourself?
Well, no, I'm out there with a couple buddies, and we're gonna get drunk, and then
I thought it was just like you and Carolyn and the potato or something.
No, yeah. So he gets to experience that or whatever.
Right
We'll
on.
do an actual camping trip at some point, but he
Right.
hasn't done anything like that. So, and especially with us being drunk and shit, I don't know how well he's gonna sleep.
Right,
Yeah, how was
yes.
it?
Have the wife save the potato.
Right?
You and your buddies can be assholes.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, moving along to Mystic. He's dead.
He's
All
not
right.
dead. Shut
He's
up.
not dead. He's sleeping.
Correct.
Escape capsule. Next is Teddy. Mask gets banned for life.
So, this fucking kid, his name is, I'm going to butcher his fucking name. Tucapita Marcano. He's a San Diego Padres infielder. He was banned from baseball for life for placing bets. He placed 387 bets from between October 26, 2022 and from October 2022 to last July, totaling more than it's and it's like, have you not heard of like Pete Rose and shit? Like, what is
Right.
wrong with you? I mean,
And he was playing. So was he placing bets on his own team?
I believe he was.
So yeah,
but
that's
I
pretty
believe,
fucked up.
Yeah, I think games he had a hand in and shit. So
Yeah.
which I'm like you dumb motherfucker. He's played a total of he's 24. He's played a total of 149 games in his major league career, and he's already fucked it up. And I can't play anymore.
Huh.
Yeah.
Banned for life. I don't even know how that fucking, like sports bets with a bookie who, is in some alley. Like how that shit even
Well, I mean,
works.
it was not even that. It's all legal now. So it's on apps. I mean, all these apps you see. I mean, you can place. I mean, I got guys at work that place fucking $5 bets.
Oh,
on
so
every
he's
game.
doing this through the apps? Or is he doing it through the bookie?
Oh, dude, that's such a lame way.
That's even more lame to get caught doing it through the apps. Not like you have a bookie who keeps it on the down low.
Right.
Unless he gets, fucking shaken down by, the law. But to do it with the apps, then of course, there's going to be fucking IP addresses and everything traced back to you, dumbass.
Huh. I wonder how he got busted. If somebody just saw his app or some shit.
I don't know. I didn't look that part up. I just saw you fucking. I saw you.
Yeah,
fucking,
that's a dumb.
It's dumb shit. And I'm glad he got caught. I mean, it's happened in football and basketball and shit. Like,
Right.
if you're gonna bet on a sport you don't play in. Okay.
Right.
Don't bet on your sport because it looks bad if you have insider knowledge.
Right. It looks really bad. Throw the fucking game.
Yeah. Dumb. All right. Moving on to Ashtray. Hunter Biden's hog gets convicted. Yeah, Hunter Biden got his conviction, which seemed pretty obvious if any of you have followed.
I guess I haven't followed that. I don't follow a lot of these things. But anyway, so the thing was what he lied when he bought a gun or some shit.
Yeah, he lied when he lied on his application to buy a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's just this. It might just be this particular state.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess I don't remember having to answer if I was on drugs, like when I bought a firearm here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But I think there's that's actually part of the form, background check form.
Sure. It depends on where you're at, definitely. Because in Rhode Island, it was way more stringent.
Yeah. So, but pretty obvious evidence, even from, so the timelines of when he bought this gun correlate with when we now, as the public, know he was on crack for 4 years. And the dumbass took his laptop that had all these incriminating photos to a repair center and then got cracked out and forgot it. And I'm sure, sold it to Rudy Giuliani or whatever. And of course, nobody wanted to believe it because it sounded just like another
it just sounded so
Rudy Giuliani thing. But no, it's a real, that's the thing too, is there's a story where Marjorie Taylor Greene is literally showing pictures of Hunter Biden's cock in this hearing last year.
What the fuck?
Because he was taking pictures with prostitutes and pictures of him with big crack rocks and shit, and then nude photos and photos of him having sex with prostitutes. All this just salacious shit. What really actually I thought was the dirtiest dog shit was this is another thing too that some people think like, oh, that's just like a right wing fucking, made up soap opera drama. But no, this is true. Like, his brother was it Bo Biden?
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Yeah, the one who died was like brain cancer or something.
Yeah.
Like a fucking wholesome tragedy of a death.
Right.
Everyone's feeling. Hunter Biden starts hooking up with Bo Biden's wife.
What?
Widow. Yes. He started fucking his sister-in-law.
Jesus
and then
Christ.
Bo Biden's daughters had to find out through like, I don't know if they like saw their mom's phone or something. Like they found out like in a really shitty way that their uncle was fucking their mom.
Jesus Christ.
After their dad died. And who knows? God. Their mom might have been doing crack with them too.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yes. And it's like
you snort fucking coke off a hooker's tits and you tell me you don't like it. Okay.
That's different than smoking
that's a
crack
different
with them.
Well,
there's a real different, there's a different stigma when it comes to the crack pipe.
It is a very different
even though
stigma.
It's kind of the same thing.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's I think sexy too though that he gets found guilty because it was pretty damn obvious. Like even in his biography he's talking about how like he was hooked on crack and like they keep in the news playing audio clips of him reading his own book. Like there was a moment where it was like every 20 minutes it's all I could think about was the crack pipe.
Jesus.
So anyways, but because Trump got convicted,
yeah,
Hunter Biden needs to be convicted because in both cases there's obvious evidence that what they did.
Weird shit y'all have to come up with to fucking convict white people instead of what y'all have to do to convict black people is kind of weird.
Yeah, right.
I mean, a failure to fucking, he lied on his goddamn application to get a gun. Apparently he's facing up to 25 years or whatever because of the charge. And I'm like, shit, Tyrone get hemmed up on fucking not having a license. And
yeah, right.
And the cop says he fucking resisted arrest and shit.
Tyrone's dad should have came president then.
I'm like, shit.
Well, good luck, Hunter.
Yeah.
Apparently Biden is not gonna pardon you.
I mean, I am worried. I mean, yes, great that justice is being served or whatever, but it's already being weaponized and politicized, our judicial system.
Yes.
Man, shit's gonna get so fucking crazy.
It's only gonna get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Have you not seen The Handmaid's Tale? I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I better marry an heiress. Get the money to allow me to do my terrible deeds and get away with it. All right, moving along. Fuck what you think. Oracle. Printer mayhem.
Yeah. So my
Printer
day
at work.
Oh, my fucking the goddamn print server. They upgraded it. And so
does that run the whole building?
Well, it has several hundred printers on it. And
that's a lot of printers.
Yeah, a lot of printers. And they started this upgrade process a couple months ago. And things were, it wasn't great, but it was manageable. And they're like, hold on, we're going to pull the plug. We're going to stop doing this shit. And when they did that, it caused all kinds of fucking problems, which we had been fixing over the past 2 months. And then they did this upgrade, but they used a backup so they did this upgrade onto a new server. They used a backup that was the same one as the original one, so it didn't have any of the fixes that we fucking applied over the past 2 months. So basically all of that shit fucking hit this morning.
Whose call was it to use that backup?
Fucking A, man. It was mayhem. It sucked fucking balls. I was so fucking pissed off.
How many people are on your team?
There were only 3 of us that were really working on this thing. And
so who was the one who used the wrong backup?
You know, the guy that was in charge
like,
of
it was me.
No, the guy that was in charge of that project or whatever. And yes, it would have been a lot of work to get all the stuff to capture all these changes that we did, but fucking A. I mean, it would have prevented a lot of shit too.
So in theory, you should have made a new backup right before doing it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And how long does it take to make a backup?
I don't know how long it would take him to fucking do this. Apparently, he's got to manually do shit, whatever. I don't know, but
yeah, that's what I say when I fuck shit up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, it's just,
I don't know, dude.
Do that, so
like that.
This is why I did it the way that fucked everything up.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound right. I think we probably could have done this a little bit better. But yeah, I was so fucking hot and pissed off because it's just like all these things that I was frustrated about working on for the past 2 months, and then finally fix them.
And then you have to go back and refix them?
Refix them, and then a new problem. Yeah. And it was so fucked up that we couldn't even work on shit. And then after we do that and we almost got it, he's like, hey, I think we're going to have to stop doing this and go back to the other one. And I was just, I fucking lost. I'm just like, no, you're not fucking doing that.
Yeah.
Stop. Let's really try to make this work and it ended up being okay. It ended up going through its course or whatever, but
it take all day to get it untangled.
It took like half the day to really, get through it. And it was just so frustrating because it's just like, I'm getting blown up messages from people and I'm getting my pagers going off. Everybody's pagers on my phone. Yeah. I used to carry, okay. I used to carry a pager.
Wait, so what's a pager on your phone different from like
it's just it's an app. But yeah, but I used to have a physical pager that I would carry, and I mean that shit's just blowing up. I'm getting all these messages and shit. I'm just like, hey, shit's down. I'm working on it, and they're like, okay, but it's
I say it 50 times.
Right. It's thankfully it's over with, but man, it sucked. So, yeah.
Fucking goddamn it, Carl.
Yeah, Carl just decided to fucking fuck shit up.
Should have didn't think about that, how everything's changed since I made that backup 7 months ago. Whatever, however long old the backup was. All right. Moving on to Teddy. Cell phone noise pollution.
So, went on a cruise this past week. It was awesome. There are 2 smoking sections on the ship. Actually, there's more than that. As long as you don't abuse it. Not legally, but if you don't abuse it,
Hunter Biden's back there doing crack. He's a.
I know, right? I do. Yeah, okay.
So are they like open area or open?
Yeah, they're
air?
open areas. Yeah. Open areas. Yeah. They have one on the 4th floor on the starboard side of the ship. It's a lot more quiet. The other one is up by the pool, so it's always packed and shit because it's right there by the pool.
Right.
So me and my wife go downstairs, go down here, and I'm smoking like we're having some drinks, we're talking, and we go out there to smoke, and these fucking people, like it's got about 40 chairs, it's about 20 people out there, but everybody's on the cell phone, but nobody's using headphones. So like people are like sitting like 2 chairs away from each other, and like one guy's turning his phone up because he can't hear because the other guy turning his phone up, and I'm like, and I'm at this point and this is the time I woke up drunk, so I just kept drinking because we had 2 straight days to see, and I was like, what the fuck, headphones? They have them. My wife's like, let's go. I'm like, no, I mean what the fuck? It was like nice and quiet and shit. Like everybody's listening. You got people scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and shit, and all these little videos. And I'm like, headphones, man.
Right.
I don't want to hear what's on your shit. I'm listening to a book right now, but you can't tell because I have on headphones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just fucking annoying. And the people who walk around on the phones like this, I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm on the phone. No, we're on the phone. You're on speaker, which means you want me to be part of your conversation. so let's talk to Nana and see what she really likes to make. It's just annoying. I mean, it's just, and it's unconsiderate. It's just like it's inconsiderate.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear what you got going on.
Do you
I'm not
have
gonna make you
your
hear it.
headphones? Do you have the nice ones that like do like the like they detect like when people are talking to you and shit, so you can hear them and all that shit?
I have the Galaxy Buds Pro Live. I think Galaxy Pro Live is what I have.
Mm-hmm.
And you can turn on the soundproofing or whatever.
Yeah.
And you also can have it so that you can hear through. So yeah. But I usually use when I go grocery shopping, I put on the sound masking.
Yeah.
So I can't hear shit and nobody bothers me.
Nice.
And I can listen to whatever I want to as loud as I want to, and nobody has to hear it.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. Lazy sons of bitches. Headphones. They're cheap. They come with the phone half the time. Oh my God, it's like every fucking Samsung I've gotten has come with a pair of plug-in headphones that I can use, so that nobody else has to hear my shit.
Right. Well, I
God,
don't want people listening to my fucking phone conversation.
Right, but people do it. I mean, it's just how you doing? No, I'm just fucking shit. But no, what the fuck, man? I mean, it's okay. Look, I prefer to just hear one voice, like you doing like this. Just hear one voice. I don't have to hear two.
Yeah.
Hold me conversationally hostage. I don't want that. I didn't want to talk to either one of you, but I don't have to. That's my old guy fucking rant. I'm done.
There you go.
Nice. All right. Moving on to Ashtray. Matt's the new Wild West. I wish Mystic was awake, because he's probably had to fucking report on this or cut video for it. There was 3 shootings this last weekend.
3?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And like some of the big ones where there was right outside, you know where the Crystal Corner is, right?
Yeah. That's not really a rough neighborhood.
No, it's right by the Willie Street Co-op.
It's called Crystal Corner, so it can go either way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty nice neighborhood up there.
Yeah, no, it's the Willie Street, like, hippie East Side area neighborhood. I used to go dancing at this bar every Tuesday night. And it sounds like, this is, of course, a lot of it is like stuff coming out on like the neighborhood comment boards of Reddit and shit like that. But apparently some beef inside the Crystal Corner. Literally, I read one post, you know, fight started, someone stepped on another man's shoe. It's like,
oh my God. Really?
It's like Dave Chappelle warned us about this.
Really? I mean, shit.
So, but apparently the fight started in the bar, out of the bar, and then blasting started happening. There was reportedly 40 shell casings.
Jesus Christ.
I know. And I was just like, so at first I thought it was like someone coming out at bar time and a car pulled up and 2 shooters unloaded. You know, because like, at the most, it's like 15 in a clip.
Right.
But then I also heard there were comments that it was actually they were shooting at each other, and one of the guys died there on the street. But also then it's just like, so were these 2 people who had, I'd almost think more likely 2 people who already had a beef, 2 people who already knew they had to watch their backs. And that's why, like, they were in the Crystal Corner already packing. Because it's just like, for all my years being there, like, the idea that, like, oh, this guy down here could be strapped.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
It's like, it just doesn't cross your mind.
Right.
So that was Friday, I think it was Friday night, early Saturday morning, or it was early Friday morning after a Thursday night. But, then Saturday night, apparently downtown at one of these luxury apartment complexes. The
In
15
a
of them down there.
luxury apartment complex. What the
Oh
fuck?
yeah, have you driven downtown?
Well,
There's
yeah,
like,
but just the fact that there's a shooting there too. Like,
oh
what?
yeah. So this one's crazier.
Yeah, rich white folks got guns too, man.
The
Crazy, man. Isn't that crazy?
the building's called the Lux.
Of course it is.
Well, and apparently they have a lot of residents have complained that there's like really lax security, and like you can easily go into the lobby if you don't live there and take the elevator up without, like, you don't need a code or a pass
What
key.
the fuck?
So they take the
that's
elevator up
pretty
to the
crazy
rooftop.
and weird.
Well, the rooftop has
that's extremely weird for luxury apartments because they usually have keys that they only take you to that
Hell
floor,
yeah,
your
and
floor or the public floors.
yeah,
So
and also, I mean, even in like my shitty apartments, nobody's just fucking, coming in there.
Well, yeah, and so this is right. I mean, it's just off of State Street, and it was apparently a high school graduation party. And it's been, I guess, known that, like, because it's a shared community space at the rooftop, that like people who don't live there will come in and throw parties.
Damn, that's fucking bad.
But there's no,
idea,
there's no like
That is
security there to like, there's not enough staff, I guess, to, try to keep anyone in check. And
also
so
just lock the door.
There's a high school graduation party going, like, not really sanctioned, just like, we're just going to throw a party in the community room. And then someone, like, I'm assuming they knew someone was going to be there, but one, possibly two shooters rolled up to that party and started blasting.
Jesus.
Shot 10 people.
Holy fuck.
No, nobody died. I think there might be one who's still in critical condition, but and then like one or two, like one person was injured by shrapnel and another person like got, trampled while everybody was like, fleeing, and I guess they're finding people like hiding in like janitor closets and stuff, and kind of, and also it's like there's it's like fucking active shooter instincts. Apparently they have not caught those two people either. They haven't caught the people at the Crystal Corner one. They're not going to release any suspect names yet because they're trying not to give up the investigation. But and there's another shooting, like a drive-by, where that person didn't die, but they're in critical condition. On Sunday night. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, what is this, Milwaukee? That's why I wish Mystic was awake. Yeah.
So, the third shooting, where was that again?
I can't remember what road it was on. For some reason, I want to say it might have been like more northeast side. But I mean, each one of these shootings were, they believe, targeted.
Really?
And it's like I'm sure they probably know. Also, it's like, if this is a high school party, it was probably some high school beef or something. Like, it doesn't sound like this was kind of like I'm a deranged shooter. I'm just going to shoot the place up.
Yeah, right.
I don't like how you say the word beef every time you. I don't know, something about the way you say beef.
Whatever, like
bring the beef,
the altercation, like the drama, or the between two people, where you decide, like, I'm gonna put a final nail in the coffin of this drama by fucking shooting.
Goddamn right I am.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. So, that's the thing too. Us responsible gun owners, Teddy, is like, when shit goes down, then it's like, oh fuck, let me go to my gun case, like, get my gun.
Yeah.
It's like, usually you only have your gun loaded and like on your coffee table if you're living a kind of style where you think someone's gonna fucking come in and try to get the jump on me.
My gun's always loaded, and it always has one. Yeah, it's always loaded.
Yeah.
I have
open
my
my safe when I go to bed. When I go to bed, my safe's on the left side of my bed. When I go to bed, I open my safe. My pistol's right there, already loaded.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that's the way to do it. And then you have to lock it every morning.
The AR is not loaded. That's in the closet, and then but it's got 3 mags already preloaded. So
Yeah.
all I do is
See,
pop
I
it
have my
in.
gun in my closet, but the mags are preloaded. But anyways, yeah, that's the thing
I
too.
don't
It's like
trust white
someone
folks.
got the jump on me with guns. It's like I wouldn't fucking get to my closet in time.
No. So I got 2 by my bed,
All right.
and I live in a safe neighborhood. I just don't trust white folk.
That's true. That's true.
I gotta
Well,
get my son a fucking bulletproof backpack, bro. He's going to middle school and then high school. I gotta get him a fucking bulletproof backpack.
yeah,
And the
dude.
fact there's a bulletproof backpack market in this goddamn country is
Right?
annoying.
Catering to people like
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, like I've seen those where it's like, yeah, you can put like a fucking sappy plate or a plate that we used to wear in our body armor.
It's like how much do you love your kid? You know, this will
Right.
stop 9 million. This will just stop 50
Right.
count. This
How
will
much is your
stop this.
kid gonna get made fun of because he's got a bulletproof backpack?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty. I wonder. I mean, what do you think the uptick in Madison? Let's just use that as an example. Like, what do you think would even be causing that?
I don't know. I mean, there's the of course they're gonna blame it on everything,
Right.
But a lot of it, I think, just comes down to that, like, you naive, and because it sounds like this shooters in the high school party were also high school age.
Yeah, I could see that for. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they knew someone was there that they were gonna fucking get the jump on, but also it's like you're motherfucking high school, and like you're jumping right to the real gangster shit of I'm just gonna shoot up a party and think I'll, like, I don't know.
Did they catch them?
No, not yet. But
really,
that's the thing too.
Oh, wow.
It sounds like they, have leads or whatever. Like they're actively saying that they're not going to release the names of their suspects because to not interfere with the investigation.
I mean, all it takes is one. They looking for you, bro. Y'all better get out of here.
Yeah, well, and it's like, I don't know what to say. It's just like I'm that lifestyle where it's like I'm gonna fucking solve a problem with my gun. Not until we get to like a full-on fucking, nationwide crisis, zombie apocalypse, or like civil war, am I really gonna have to like be like thinking like I gotta keep my gun on me because I know someone is like actually out to fucking shoot my ass. But when you get in that mentality, some dumb punk teenager,
yeah,
they're not using executive function.
No, but
Not
I mean,
at
the
all.
people in the Krista Corner, did they say how old those people were?
No, I don't even think they've released the name of the victim yet, from what I've read. But especially the Crystal Corner one, I think it's like, okay, the high school party, see some dumb fucking high school rivalry shit or something. The Crystal Corner one, though, it's just like seems out of character for the like old neighborhood hippies and towny type drunks that are there on the regular. And they have live music and stuff. I don't know if there was that night, but anyways, on that note, go fuck yourself, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Oh man,
Yeah.
shots fired.
He's leaving J-Lo again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently, which is ridiculous. All right, that's our show. We're going to be here every Thursday night, 10 p.m. Central, maybe Thursday night. One of us has to take a shit. But make sure to join the conversation at redeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. Don't twiddle us, but like us, share us, fuck us. We're down for whatever, because I'm the Ashtray.
I'm Oracle.
I'm Shady giving shout out to Mystic. Thoughts and prayers, bro.
Yeah, Mystic. We love you. We know you're not even going to bother to listen to this episode.
He's probably listening live.
He's listening to us live.
He's just bitching in the waiting room.
We
Ashtray's a
imagine
piece
some
of shit.
touching, scene, but he's actually like, yeah, fucking raging.
Yeah, he's just raging with headphones on. The fucking receptionist, sir, could you keep it down? All right. Peace.